Hi, everybody. Welcome to Imagine Spieker. This is our information session for students who are in high school who want to apply to UC Berkeley Haas to the business administration major. And so we're excited to tell you more about our program. My name is Diana Martinez. My pronouns are she, her, and I am one of the associate directors here at the Haas undergraduate programs. And I'm excited to tell you more about the major and the admissions process. So we will go ahead and learn how to apply to UC Berkeley Haas as a first year applicant. So before we jump in, I want to share with you our interest form. This is a QR code that you can use to go ahead and fill that out. We're so excited to give you more information about our major, but also more information about upcoming admissions events that will allow you to get some support as you're going through the application process. We know that this can be a really exciting, but also a little bit nerve-wracking experience. So please go ahead and fill out that interest form, and we will keep you notified of all the important things that are going to come up and that will be supportive to you as you apply. So first, let's talk about the Haas School of Business. That is where the business major is located here on campus. So yes, we're a part of UC Berkeley, but the Haas School of Business is within UC Berkeley, and that's where you can earn the Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. And we are a unique program. And what makes us unique is our culture, which is driven by the UC Berkeley Haas defining leadership principles. Those are question the status quo, confidence without attitude, students always and beyond yourself. Taken together, these four principles really define who we are and the type of business leaders that we look to put forth into the business world. Now, of course, these principles guide our curricular and co-curricular activities, but I really want to emphasize that it's important to you as an applicant to know these defining leadership principles, because we as the admissions team are seeking applicants who embody these defining leadership principles. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this, or you can visit our website so that you can take some time after watching this video and you can read these definitions and please reflect upon how you may embody these defining leadership principles. Now, the number one question I get from applicants is, how can I make my application stand out? Or how can I have a competitive application? And this is the answer right here. This is how you can make your application stand out, by showing us how you reflect these four principles. Now, a little bit more about Haas. We are ranked the number 3 undergraduate business program, but I do want to say that we are the number 1 undergraduate public business program, and we're at the number 1 public university, UC Berkeley. We're also ranked the number 1 college for startup founders. So if you're interested in entrepreneurship, this is the place for you. Having said that, no matter what your passion is within the realm of business, this still may be the place for you. We'll share a little bit more in the slides to come, all the different ways that our students end up making an impact in the business world and beyond. So we're very proud to be a public institution, and we're really excited about the resources we have for our students. Speaking of students, here at the Haas undergraduate programs, we have about 1,200 students, and we have more than 46,000 Haas graduates that are a part of our robust global alum network. So we have this really cool thing called alum in residence. And essentially what that means is, once you become a student at UC Berkeley Haas, you can be a part of that alum network and already start getting support and mentorship in that way. Our alum network is an excellent way to continue to stay tapped into the Haas community even after graduation, but also it's a fabulous way to always have support. So let's talk about becoming an alum and what happens when you're an alum right after you graduate, right? So we always do a survey of our students when they graduate from our undergrad programs. And we have found that the most recent class of graduates are very employable. As you can see, almost 90% of our graduates end up accepting a job offer or going into grad school right after graduation. Also, you can see the median starting salary for those who do end up going into the workforce is around $102,000 a year. And a lot of students ask me, well, what kind of job can I get with a business degree? And here is the breakdown of where our students end up going. A lot of our students go into tech, finance, consulting, and accounting. Those are our most popular fields. But my favorite part of these statistics to share is the other areas category. And that is because it actually really demonstrates the diversity of the different types of jobs you can get with a business degree. So for example, a lot of our students go into the nonprofit sphere and they use their business skills to make an impact in the community and in society. We also have a lot of students starting their own businesses, or we have students who are combining their business interests with another passion of theirs, like the arts or engineering or medicine or law. So as you can see, the business administration degree is very versatile and it will allow you to suit your passion. A lot of that is driven by the way we do academics here at UC Berkeley Haas. First, I want to just give a quick overview of UC Berkeley academics. We're really proud of our liberal arts education, right? We have students who are learning experientially in the major that they choose. But beyond that, students are taking a breadth of courses so that they're well-rounded students learning about different subject areas. And we have found that that is what makes our students employable as they go on into the business world. Because of course you're an expert in business, but you also have that edge of having a knowledge for other topic areas that intersect well with business in ways that can be surprising sometimes. So please, when you come to UC Berkeley, be excited about the business classes, but also be excited to explore and learn beyond business. So here are different academic programs that we have within the Haas undergraduate programs. First, we have the Spieker undergraduate business program. It's a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. And here is our website where you can learn more. Now, this is the main business administration major. It's our biggest and most popular program. Now, all these other programs are the Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration with its own twist. So, for example, we've got the Global Management Program, also known as GMP. That is a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration with a global emphasis. In this four-year program, these students are learning business administration, but they're also learning international business. And it's a small cohort of 30 students, and they all study abroad together the fall of their sophomore year. So go ahead and learn more about them. They have their own Instagram page, their own website, and you can learn more about how to be a part of GMP. We also have the Management, Entrepreneurship, and Technology program, also known as MET. So that's a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration and a Bachelor's of Science in Engineering. Then there's the Robinson Life Science Business and Entrepreneurship program, also a dual degree program, a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, and a Bachelor's of Science in Biology. Okay, so let's talk about the classes and the curriculum. What classes will you be taking if you are a business administration major here at UC Berkeley Haas? I want to point out that today I'm going to specifically talk about the Spieker undergraduate business program. But as I go through the curriculum, just know that if you're a part of the other programs I mentioned, you will also be taking these same classes. So you just may be taking some other classes in addition to that. So first of all, what are your lower division requirements? You have, as a first year and a sophomore here at UC Berkeley, you have these classes that you need to take. And You need to take them so that you can get a strong foundation in these subject areas before moving on to the upper division business courses. So you've got business, calculus, economics, reading and composition, and statistics. There are a number of different classes here at UC Berkeley that would allow you to satisfy these lower division requirements. And also some students are able to satisfy some of these requirements with AP, IB, or A-levels test scores. It depends on the test you take and the score you earn, and that information is on our website. Every single business major takes these upper division business courses. So you'll likely be taking these courses your junior or senior years. Everyone takes these so that you get a strong foundation in business and so that you can go ahead and take that strong foundation and then couple it with our business electives to hone your skills in a particular type of business you're most interested in and passionate about. So a lot of students ask me, well, do you have a marketing major or a finance major? And the answer to that is no. At Berkeley Haas, we have the main business administration major. However, you can specialize or concentrate in certain topics with your business electives. So no, they're not official concentrations, but you get to choose what you want to focus on with these electives. So I see a lot of students who are interested in a particular area, for example, entrepreneurship. So they'll take different courses that focus on the topic of entrepreneurship to satisfy their business electives requirement. Or you don't have to focus in one area with your electives. If you want, you can explore. We have so many different great courses. Our faculty design these courses to be relevant with the current business landscape today. So for example, we've got classes about AI and how to use them effectively with business. We have classes about negotiations, classes about international business or personal finance, all different types of classes, right? So it is up to you to pursue your path and tailor this degree to your own. So now let's talk about the community here at UC Berkeley Haas. Haas students are incredible. They're talented, they're driven, but more than anything, they're collaborative. And that's why I really love working with the students here at UC Berkeley Haas. You can tell that they work really hard, right? They're innovative and creative, but they work together. And also, they like to have fun. So here's a number of ways you can participate in the UC Berkeley Haas community. First of all, we have our Haas Business Student Association, also known as HBSA. We really recommend HBSA. They are a fantastic organization. It's the official undergraduate student government for the Haas School of Business, and they're really here to support and enhance your experience as an undergrad. They've got community building, they've got representation, they've got programming that is meant to enhance your professional development, different events like that. So definitely check them out. You can already start following them on Instagram or go to their website that's listed here on this slide. And also at this website, you will find all of our Haas-sponsored organizations. They're also known as HSOs. You can go ahead and use this QR code to take a look at the list that we have. There are all kinds of HSOs here at Haas. Some of them are identity or affinity based, right? Like, for example, we have the Pride Business Association. We have the Latinx Business Student Association, Haas Undergraduate Black Business Association, just to name a few. We also have our different HSOs that are really more particular to the type of business you want to go into, right? So here we have the Business Careers and Entertainment Club. That's a great example of that. We also have a number of different consulting clubs, and they do actual consulting projects for real companies today. So they're already getting wonderful experience on their resume before they even graduate from college. I do want to point out that all of our HSOs have a professional development aspect to them. They also have a community aspect to them. So it's a great way to get involved on campus. Okay, then I've talked about how great it is to be a Haas student, but how do you become a Haas student? The first thing I want to say is that at UC Berkeley and at the Haas School of Business, we really value the holistic evaluation process. So first of all, there are 3 different ways you can become a UC Berkeley Haas student in the Spieker undergraduate business program. The first way is by applying as a high school student. You can apply as a first-year applicant, and that would allow you to have direct admission to the 4-year program. Another way you can apply is by transferring. If you go to a California community college or an out-of-state community college or even another 4-year institution, but you decide you want to apply to UC Berkeley Haas as a transfer student, you can do that too. And you would join us as a junior, and then you'd be here for 2 years. Or let's say you know you want to go to UC Berkeley, but you haven't quite decided on your major yet. You can apply to UC Berkeley as undeclared, but then once you're here at Berkeley and you start to get to know yourself a little better, start to be familiar with the academics, and then you realize, actually, I do want to major in business. You can apply to the business major as a UC Berkeley student. We call those continuing applicants. If you do that, then you would join us as a junior, and then you would be in the 2-year program. Now, since this info session is specifically for high school students, I'm going to focus on how to apply as a high school student directly into the business major program, this first option. So we're going to talk about the admission into the 4-year Spieker undergraduate business program. So eligibility. First, you want to make sure that you're meeting all the criteria to be eligible for admissions into UC Berkeley. We have all the same requirements. We don't have additional eligibility requirements for the business major. Just do what you got to do to be able to be eligible for UC Berkeley admissions, and then you're good with the business major too. So that eligibility is you want to meet the A through G subject course requirements, right? You want to have a 3.0 GPA in the A through G courses taken 10th and 11th grade. And then, of course, you want to fill out your applications. So go ahead and visit admissions.berkeley.edu to learn more about program eligibility. So, as I said, here at the business major at Haas, we don't have any additional required courses or extracurriculars. You only have to do what UC Berkeley wants you to do. Now, having said that, students do ask me, but do you have any recommendations for classes? So the answer to that is yes. We do recommend that when you're in high school, you take some of these courses that align with the lower division requirements that I showed you earlier, right? So these recommended classes, these are all classes you will take your first year or sophomore year if you become a business major. But we do recommend taking these courses in high school if they are available to you, because it'll give you a good idea of whether or not academically you will enjoy the business major, right? So don't fret if you don't have some of these classes at your school. When I was growing up, I didn't have half of these classes at my high school, right? You're not going to be evaluated any less if you don't have these courses. They're recommendations, they're not requirements. But of course, we do recommend them. You can take them at your high school, or if you don't have them at your high school, you can take them at a local community college or just learn more about these subject areas. Also, we do not have any requirements for extracurriculars, but we do have recommendations. So these activities will give you an idea whether or not you want to do business, right? So for example, if there are business or entrepreneurship clubs on campus or in your community, we recommend them. Or interning or working at a local business or company, maybe your family has a business. We do recommend supporting with that. These are all great things to write about in your application. Also, if you have your own small business, I've definitely seen students run their own business on Etsy or selling things at the local farmers market. You can include that. But what I really want to emphasize is no matter what it is you're involved in, whether it be sports, clubs, no matter what it is, make sure that you are pursuing leadership roles. You don't have to have business experience in order to be an excellent candidate for the business major, but we do look for leadership. There are 2 steps to complete when you are applying to UC Berkeley Haas School of Business. So first off, you want to submit your UC application. Now that has the personal insight questions, also known as the PIQs or the essays. It has the activities and awards section, the extracurriculars, and it also has the self-reported academic record. Rather, your grades. You're going to be writing in all the classes you took and the grades you earned. You want to make sure that before you submit your UC application, that you are selecting business administration as your first choice major. At UC Berkeley, we don't evaluate students for their alternate major. So if business is what you want to study, make sure that's your first choice major. So then you'll submit your UC application, and then about a week later, you have step 2. That's the Spieker supplemental application. It just allows us here at Haas to know a little bit more about you, specifically within the context of the business major. It has one more essay that's specific to Haas. It also has a casual video interview. So I do want to be very clear that this video interview, it's casual. We're not going to evaluate you on your presentation skills. So it's okay if you're nervous. It's okay if you're saying a bunch of times. It's okay if you stumble over your words. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. We actually really want you to just be comfortable, to be yourself and authentically you. So we have a bunch of resources in the application season. We have some upcoming events to support you on essay writing. We have an interview guide, and we also have Q&A sessions that are designed to support you as you're filling out your supplemental application. And let's talk timeline. We have the UC application, which opens August 1st. That's the earliest you can start filling it out. Now, the earliest you can actually submit that UC application is October 1st, but it's not due until November 30th. So you have some time to put that together and submit it. A week after submitting your UC application, you will then get access to the Haas supplemental application. So the earlier you submit your UC application, the earlier you can start working on the Haas supplemental application. Now, the due date for the Haas supplemental application is in early January. Pay attention to our website because every year the date might change a little bit, but usually it's within that first week of January. So you find out if you're admitted late March. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us if you do have any questions. This is our contact information. The best and fastest way to get a hold of us to answer questions is by emailing us, but you can also call us during our open office hours. I do recommend checking out our website though and our link tree because a lot of your questions could be answered there. We even have one-on-one virtual advising for those really complicated cases. So you can find all that on our website. Thank you so much, and go Bears.